Hello everyone and welcome to a new video on my channel. In this video, I am going to discuss about DHCP protocol, which is a very important protocol in computer networking. And please do not forget to subscribe to my channel and also like my video. So what is DHCP protocol? So DHCP stands for Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol. And this is an application layer protocol. And what is the use of DHCP? DHCP allows a host to obtain an IP address automatically. So let me explain you in simple terms what is this DHCP protocol. So when you are entering a new network, by network I mean computer network, it may be your office network or your hostel network or your home network, and you want to connect over internet. So you may either connect over Wi-Fi or either you will use LAN network. So let's say you have a device, it may be a mobile device or a laptop, right? And when you are entering this network for the first time, that's important. So you are entering this network for the first time. And in order to connect with the internet, you need IP address, you need gateway address, you need DNS server address, you need subnet mask. You need means your system needs it. Now, how do you obtain all of this? Like, how do you obtain an IP address for your system? How do you do it? Either it's mobile phone or laptop or personal computer. How do you obtain the IP address, which is very important for connecting over internet? Now, for that, DHCP protocol is very important. DHCP protocol helps your system to obtain IP address. And do remember that, like if you enter this network again, like for a second time, for example, typically what will happen is your system will remember the network. Of course, you have the option in your system to forget the network also. In that case, it will again, DHCP will again assign you an IP address, new IP address. So that is the main role of DHCP protocol. DHCP allows a host, or I can say new host, to obtain an IP address automatically. Now, this what is also important. Like in old times, what used to happen, the internet service provider has to manually configure all of this, like the IP address, the subnet mask, the DNS server address. But now everything happens automatically with the help of DHCP protocol. And DHCP also allows to get additional information like subnet mask, default gateway address, and local DNS server, which are all important for connecting over the network. DHCP is a client-server protocol. Let's understand what is the client here and what is the server here. So client is a new host in the network who wants to obtain network configuration or who wants to connect over the internet. So that's the new host here. So it may be like you're entering this network for the first time. Your mobile may be the client, or your laptop may be the client, or your personal computer can be the client here. And what is server here? A host in the subnet which helps in assigning IP address to the new host. So let's say this is the client here. Let's say this is a mobile device or your laptop. This is the client here. And in this network itself, there will also be a server, DHCP server, which will help in assigning the IP address to this client. So we will understand later like how DHCP server helps in assigning IP address to the client. That we'll see later on. Now there are 4 steps involved in DHCP protocol or in assigning the IP address to the client. Now the 4 steps are, first is the DHCP server discovery. So in this, what happens? The client discovers the DHCP server. So we know that there is a DHCP server in the network, but the client has to first discover it. So that's the first step. Now, second is the DHCP server offer. So once the client has discovered that, okay, this host is the DHCP server, after that, DHCP server will make a, request to the client that, okay, this is the IP address that you can assign to yourself. So that's the second step. DHCP server offers an IP address to the client. Third step is DHCP request. Now, client will see that, okay, this is the IP address the server is, giving me, and also for how much duration the server is giving me. And if the client is satisfied with that IP address and what is the lease time and all the network configurations, then what will happen? Client will request that, okay, please lease this IP address to me for this much duration of time. And last step is that, okay, finally the DHCP server will act this request from the client that, okay, you can now configure this IP address for this much duration of time, finally. The server will acknowledge the request. The client can now configure its network interface with all those details of IP address, subnet mask. And these 4 steps are also called as DORA. In short form, they are called as DORA. You see, first is discover, D for discover, O for offer, R for request, and A for acknowledge. This is a short form for these 4 steps, DORA. Now let's try to understand in simple layman terms as what is happening in these 4 steps. So you have the DHCP server here, whose IP address is 223.1.2.5. and you have a new arriving client in this network. This may be your laptop or your mobile phone. Now, the first message, if you see, is DHCP server message that is sent from client to DHCP server. You can see the arrow mark from client to server, and this is the broadcast message. So basically, what does broadcast means? Broadcast means that this client will send this message to all the devices that are there in this network. So there may be some other laptops also in this network. There may be other mobile phones also in this network, right? So this first message will be sent to all of this, to this server also, and to all of these other devices that are connected in this network. But only the DHCP server will reply to this request. Others will just ignore it. Others will just ignore it, this request, and only the DHCP server will reply. And what will DHCP server reply? It will then give a DHCP offer that, okay, I am the DHCP server here, and here is an IP address that you can use. That's the offer that DHCP server is giving to the client. Now, a client will see that, okay, I'm getting this offer from the DHCP server. This is the IP address that server is providing me. And if it is satisfied with whatever the IP address it is getting from DHCP server and the lease time, then it can request that IP address. Now, if you see the third step, the client is making a DHCP request. Again, it's again a broadcast. If you see, all these messages are broadcast here. This is very important. Like basically, broadcast means that all these messages are sent to all the devices in the network. Whatever devices are there in the network, these messages will be sent to all of those. But only the server and client will accept those messages. Others will just ignore it. Okay. And the last message you see, this is from the DHCP server. That's a DHCP act that, okay, you can use this IP address now. That's all. And you can see another important line here. The two steps above can be skipped if a client remembers and wishes to reuse a previously allocated network address. Now, let's say that the arriving client has got the IP address. Let's call that A.B.C.D. This is the IP address of the client. And this is for, let's say, 2 hours. Okay, the lease period for this IP address is 2 hours. Now, after this lease time of 2 hours expires, the client again wants to get an IP address. So it has the option. It can again renew this same IP address, A.B.C.D, or either it can get a new IP address. So in case it wants to use the same IP address, A.B.C.D, in that case, the first two steps of DHCP discover and DHCP offer, that will not take place. Only the third and fourth step will take place. So basically, again, it will make a request that, okay, I want to use A.B.C.D. Okay, and again, the server will see that, okay, the client wants to renew that IP address, and it will acknowledge if there is no issue. Now, what are the port numbers used? As I told, this is a client server protocol, and on the client side, the port number used will be 68. On the server side, the port number used will be 67. And the communication here will happen over UDP protocol and not TCP protocol. This is very important. So now we will see that what is actually there in the DHCP discover packet, what is actually there in the DHCP offer packet, right? We will see all those details here. So again, you have the DHCP server here and the arriving client here. And let's draw a network here. So basically, I mean, these are there in a small network or a subnet, we can tell. Now, of course, there will be other devices also there in this network, right? A lot of personal computers, laptop, mobile phones will be there in this network, right? Let's draw some of them just for example, because we are going to talk about broadcast messages here. That's why I am drawing the whole network and other devices also, okay? So you have the arriving client, and if you see the first packet here, okay, this is the first packet here, and this is a DHCP discover message. Now you see, if you see the source IP address, that's 0.0.0.0, because client does not have an IP address till now, right? That's why the source IP address is a special IP address that is 0.0.0.0. And the port number, of course, is 68, I told, right? The client will be using the port number 68 for communication. Destination address, if you see, is a special address again, 255.255.255.255. And port number is 67, because on server side, DHCP server basically is listening on port number 67. What is the significance of this IP address 255.255.255.255? So this is called the broadcast IP address. So whenever this is a destination, what that means is that whatever this DHCP discover packet is, it will be broadcasted to all the devices in this network. So of course, it will go to DHCP server. This same packet will go to this device, all the device, right? This device. So it will go, this packet will flow to all the devices in the network, in this network. But what will happen? Other devices, right? Like this device, all will ignore this DHCP discover, all will ignore. All this will ignore this packet. Only the DHCP server will see that, okay, it's a DHCP discover packet. This packet is meant for me, right? And it will accept this packet, okay? And you can also see in the packet that this is the DHCP discover message, basically. That's why DHCP discover is written in this packet. Then you have another field in this packet called YIADDR, whose full form is your IP address. That means this is basically your IP address means the IP address of the client, right? I mean, what will be the IP address of the client, right? Because client is requesting for an IP address, right? So this field will contain, okay, what is the IP address that should be assigned to the client. For now, it's, if you see, it's a 0.0.0.0 because till now, I mean, no IP address has been offered by the server to the client. That's why it's a special IP address 0.0.0.0. Next, if you see again, the next message is from server to client is a second message, and that's a DHCP offer message. And again, you can see source is basically this DHCP server 223.1.2.5, port number of it is 67 on server side. Destination, again, if you see, it's a broadcast message. That's why destination address is 255.255.255.255. That means, again, this message will be sent to all the devices, but others will ignore it. Only this client will accept this DHCP offer message. And then if you see, this is a DHCP offer packet, and you can see that there is a IP address that is being offered to the client that is stored in this YIADDR. This is 223.1.2.4. That means that server is offering this IP address to the client, okay? And again, you have transaction ID. Then you have the DHCP server ID, the IP address of the DHCP server, if you see. And at last, if you see, this is a lifetime, like what is the duration for which the client can use this IP address, 223.1.2.4. That's the lifetime. Here it is 3,600 seconds, okay? So let's try to understand what is the transaction ID here. You can see the transaction ID is same, right? 654 and 654 in both DHCP discover and DHCP offer message. So why both are same? The reason is that it makes it helps the client in knowing, okay, that, okay, for which DHCP discover message it got the reply. So it knows that for this DHCP discover message, this is the reply. So it may happen that this client can send multiple requests to this DHCP server, right? Maybe 2 or 3 requests, right? Now, how will it differentiate that, okay, this DHCP offer reply is for the first DHCP discover message, this DHCP reply for the second one, right? So with the help of transaction IDs, it can easily differentiate, right? Which one is the first offer, which one is the second offer, right? It can easily differentiate. Next, if you see, is the third packet, again from client to the server, that is a DHCP request. Again, source is again 0.0.0.0 because so till now the client has not accepted this IP address, right? 223.1.2.4. So till now the client does not have any IP address. So that's why again source is 0.0.0.0. Destination again is same, broadcast message, so to 255.255.255.255. And again, this is a DHCP request message. And again, this time again, YIADDR is 223.1.2.4, same assigned IP address. And again, there is a transaction ID. This is a different from the first one, again, to make sure that client can differentiate between different packets, right? And then you have again DHCP server ID. At last, what is the duration of this YIADDR, I mean, or your IP address? Finally, server will see this DHCP request from client, and it will acknowledge that, okay, you can basically, take this IP address and configure your network. This time source is again the IP address of the server. Destination is again a broadcast address. This is a DHCP ACK message. And again, you have your IP address. Transaction ID is same as the previous message. And DHCP server ID is there and lifetime is there. Now what will happen in the fourth step? This client will configure its network with this IP address 223.1.2.4. And it will also configure other parameters. So I have not told about other parameters, but actually in the second request, the DHCP offer, there will be other parameters also here, like the subnet mask, the server address of the DNS, the default router address. So those all will be there in this DHCP offer. So this is how DHCP protocol works, or the DORA, the DORA steps, right? Discover, offer, and request and acknowledgement. This is how they work. And hopefully till now you would have understood like what is DHCP protocol, why do we use this DHCP protocol, and what are the 4 steps involved in the DHCP protocol. If you have any doubt, do ask me that in the comment section. Thank you.